In addition to running 2 businesses that make over $149,000 a month in profit, I'm also the father to 2 young girls, and I somehow still manage to train 12 plus hours a week and work on my fitness goals. I'm in the best shape of my life. And so this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how I'm able to juggle all of these things and how I'm able to prioritize fitness. More than that, even, I'm going to tell you why I prioritize fitness and why I believe it is a necessary ingredient to being a successful entrepreneur. Okay, so before we jump into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about why. Why prioritize fitness? For me, the first one here is just mental clarity. Personally, I go crazy. If I skip working out for like even a day or two, I feel it. I notice it. My brain gets sluggish. I just generally get more lugubrious. I want to fuck yeah, I've always wanted to use that word. I'm so glad I got to use that word.
Stop it. Get some help.
I just gravitate towards the couch. And so the opposite is true when I am on my fitness game. I'm energetic, I'm eager, I'm driven, I'm curious, like all of the positive inverse effects of being posted up on the couch. Okay, so my second reason why fitness, why fitness for entrepreneurship is that there are so many parallels between the two. Fitness has taught me over the years that I can do hard things. Fitness has taught me that showing up is 80% of the battle. Fitness has taught me that I can overcome curveballs and obstacles. When I get hurt, I can recover. When I set an ambitious goal and something gets in my way, I can adjust my training routine, right? Whew. It is 3:15, about 36 minutes into this ride. Heart rate's 145. Trying to keep this ride like somewhere in the mid 150s for a good aerobic pace for myself. And here is the view from the office today. And so what has fitness taught me about entrepreneurship? Well, fitness has taught me that 80% of the battle is just showing up in the first place. That I can reverse engineer my desired outcome with a good training plan. That I can show up for myself daily, even when it's hard. That I should always be setting hard, measurable, time-bound goals for myself. That I can adapt to sudden changes in environment, right? The market shifts, whatever. There's so many different things that could happen, and just being adaptable, fitness has taught me that it's all possible. And maybe lastly, that I can always push further than I think I can, right? The body can do crazy things. The mind can do crazy things. And so sticking with it, one foot in front of the next, getting it done. Again, just tons of parallels for me between fitness and entrepreneurship. All right, so let's get down to it. I have 3 hacks that have been game-changing for me to make sure that I have enough time to not only juggle my businesses and be there with my family, but also chase my pretty aggressive fitness goals. Hack number 1, and I'd say if you're gonna do nothing else, hack number 1 is where it's at. And there are so many people that I meet who just don't do this. So it's low-hanging fruit, huge kind of impact to effort ratio here. And that is time blocking. Time blocking my calendar has completely changed my life. I used to be a fairly disorganized person, and I kind of laugh now because I have one of the most rigid schedules of anyone that I know. I have my schedule blocked in 30-minute increments from 5:45 in the morning until I go to bed around 8:45 or sometimes as late as 9:30 at night. Everything is predetermined. I know exactly when I'm going to the gym. I know exactly when I'm spending time with my family. I know exactly when I am taking meetings internally and externally. I know exactly when I'm taking sales calls. I know exactly when I'm going to go leave the house and get on my bike. And because I know all of that, it makes it really straightforward to plan around anything I need to plan around, right? I can slot things in ahead of time, but the key here is to get those times blocked out on the calendar and make it really clear to yourself and to everyone else that you interact with, this is how you work and this is when you work. Hack number 2 for me is just showing up. It sounds so silly, but if I think about people who fail out of their health goals or their nutrition goals or really any goals, most of the time it wasn't that they had the wrong strategy. It wasn't that they were following the wrong fitness plan or the wrong nutrition plan. It was that they simply stopped doing it. They fell off the bandwagon and then poof, like it didn't work, right? But at the end of the day, it was that they stopped showing up for themselves, or that in my case, there have been plenty of times where I've stopped showing up for myself. And so just showing up, again, sounds so simple, but it's one of the most common failure points for most people. Okay, last hack for me is just say no. Saying no is a hard thing to do. I think it is a bit of a skill, a bit of an art, because it takes time to understand what's actually important. You have to really deeply understand, like I have to understand exactly what my priorities are in the first place to then be able to run defense against things that might not have a place amongst my top priority list. When my calendar is blocked like this, typically it's a forcing function, because unless this person is incredibly important, like mission critical to my business, if they want to meet this week, it's very likely not happening. It might not even be possible to happen next week. When I send people my calendar link, it's booked out. It might be 3-4 weeks before they can grab a time, and there might be 1 or 2 times available. And that's again because I know how I want to and need to spend my time. And in order for me to hit all of my goals personally, that's the first priority. And then anything that's left over is for other people to take. Simply getting great at saying no at the right time, in the right place, is a very powerful hack. And there you have it. Those are all 3 of my secrets to how I'm able to be in the best shape of my life. I'm able to chase these crazy fitness goals and also run 2 companies with 2 kids under 3. All right, so I'm curious. Let me know in the comments. What are some of your favorite things to do physically? What keeps your mind sharp? What gives you energy? And do you feel like you have a good balance already? Like, are you happy with where your balance is? And if not, where would you like to get it? Let me know in the comments. I'll reply back and I'll share even more tips and tricks if I think I know something that might help you get there.